So I'm going to start off by just playing or toning the crystal bowl a little bit. And I just would say maybe let the sound invite you to call any parts of yourself that are out wandering, in the past or future, or just out journeying because we kind of went some nice places today. Just gently let that sound call you back home to this circle and to yourself so that all of you can be here to witness. Also, just keep in mind that the individual words are not what's important in this kind of message. So don't get caught up in intellectualizing things too much, and just trust that different phrases or words will kind of jump out at you and you'll remember those parts. There are certain things that'll speak to each one of you. And even if you don't remember or hear any of it, just know that there is profound healing that comes just with inviting this kind of energy and this kind of message in a circle, especially an intentional, beautiful circle such as this one. So just trust is where I would ask us to begin. Trust that you will hear what you need to hear, and that the words will speak to those parts of yourself that need to hear it, which isn't necessarily always our mind. So just take a deep breath around that. Spirit, we welcome you in all of your infinite forms, in all of your beautiful expressions. We sit in a circle full of gratitude, and we feel enveloped in the profound love that is offered to us. We ask to remember that we are that profound love. We ask that the messages that come through would contribute to the growth of our souls in the deepest and most beautiful sense. We ask to trust and know that this will occur because we come here with the purest intention. Help us to be open, to listen and receive without judgment or without feeling like we need to direct the outcome or we need to control our own understanding. And we surrender to love in this moment. I'd like each of us to take a moment to welcome our family of light. Just sending out your attention around you to the presences in this room. And as I name them, just take note if you feel that those beings are showing up for you today, or even maybe for another. Just noticing their presence, what it feels like, what they may have to offer. So we invite the angelic realm to join us. Just feeling the openness and sweetness that they provide as they enter our space with deep, deep love. Take a breath around that. We ask the spirits of the earth, the elements, to join us. The elementals such as fairies, water spirits, rock spirits, plants, and the animals. We're all a collective group of voices that are here to welcome us and remind us that this is our home at this time. Remind us that we chose to be here. We willfully and joyfully chose to be here. And take a breath around that. We welcome our ancestors, feeling the depth of wisdom that goes on and on and on, both behind us, in front of us, above us, below us, and right beside us. Knowing that we carry their wisdom in our blood, in our bone, and also in our spirits. And take a breath around that. We welcome any loved ones that we've known in this life and in other lives to be here, to guide us, and to receive healing should they desire. Just taking a moment to feel their love. They are so proud of us. They are so honored to be welcomed here. They see everything. And take a breath around that. And we like to welcome our personal guides and master teachers. There are some here that the people in this circle share, that we have in common. And so they are loving that we are here together, that we are stepping forward to pass on their teachings and messages. They are incredibly honored. And I see them bowing to us in gratitude. Take a breath around that and take a bow. So I'm just going to ask who would like to come forward and speak for them today. And so I see, first of all, representing not only the angelic realm, but just the energy of the heavens, of the spirit realm, of the other side. I see Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, and Michael are forming kind of a pyramid in front of us, wanting us to know that just as sometimes we need to be rooted in the earth to reach out into the spirit realm, reach out into the heavens, we also need to remember to be rooted in the heavens as we reach down into the earth. And they're telling us that that's where we're going today. So they're here saying, basically, we've got you. So they're here holding us and reminding us of that limitless spiritual aspect of ourselves. And so representing some of the energy of the Divine Feminine are the spiritual midwives. They're a group of light beings who I work with. Their purpose is to help us fully give birth to ourselves in this incarnation that we're on this planet. So fully coming into ourselves in our most complete and true nature. And so they're here to kind of take us on a journey down into the womb of Mother Earth. And so placing your hand on your own womb center of power, possibly one on the heart if it feels appropriate to you. Some of you may actually want to place a hand on the low back, so the back part of the womb space. This is our creative center, and we can create from many spaces, but this is the creative center that connects us in a very real way to the energy of our Mother, of Mother Earth. She speaks to us in this center. When we receive messages in this part of our body, she's saying, that is me. When we may receive messages in other parts of our body from other incarnations or other manifestations of spirit. So we may receive them through the third eye, and that may be a different manifestation of spirit. We may receive messages through our throat, our heart. But when we receive those feelings deep in our womb space, and this can be men or women, but in that second chakra space, this is our Mother calling us home in a way and asking us, how can we more fully be here? How can we more fully listen to her guidance as we live our life here on this planet? It's very easy, she says, for us to want to be somewhere else, to want to get to the next thing, to even sometimes want to remember a past life or past experience or future lives, or even just remember what it's like to be home in spirit, in love. And all of that is good, but we are here now, and we are here for a reason. And so, first, remembering to listen to messages in this space is important. And it can sometimes feel wonderful, and it can sometimes not feel so good. And that can be the resistance to what she's trying to say. But this is a special kind of heart here. And so we journey down now. And you may find your own way down. You may find it in the roots of a tree. You may find a little cave in your imagination. You may jump in the water and swim down. You may find a hole in the ground. You may find a magical slide. But in some way, let Mother Earth's love, which feels very much like gravity, pull you towards her. Allowing that luxurious heaviness, that warmth of Mother Earth love, that fierce depth of being that only she can offer us. That realness, that solid foundation that is our body. Allow her gravitational love to pull you down. Until you arrive at her center, her womb space. And just notice what it feels like there. Notice what it looks like. Remembering to breathe. either feeling or seeing her step forward. And she says, welcome to this home. You have other homes. But this home is here to remind you that you are ancient and you are also brand new. Your body is made up of pieces of her, of minerals in your bone, in your blood, in your flesh, pieces of this planet that gives rise to all of the life that we know. And she says, I'm here to remind you of how ancient you are, older than you can even fathom. And yet somehow you have the opportunity to be born anew in every breath, again and again and again. And one is not separate from the other, and that is the miracle of it. You can be ancient and new in the same moment. And the lesson of this is to experience the moment without being caught up in it. So remembering when you're lost or frustrated or you don't know where to go, that you are so much more than this moment. And yet, if you can fully be in this moment, there is such power in it that you can completely transform it just by fully accepting it. You can give birth to yourself in that moment, but only by remembering how ancient you are. And so it feels like a paradox, but it's really not. It's really just accepting all of it. It's getting out of the duality. And she's saying this is the ultimate self-care, is being able to see how far your spirit goes. No beginning and no end. And so, just as Mother Earth, we often give and give and give. And it is a beautiful gift that we have, that we are able to love in this way, that we are able to care for one another. It's often how we have survived on this planet. But she says that Mother Earth, even if we have mistakenly thought so, does not give endlessly. She will not sacrifice herself, because if she does, all of her children will perish. And so while she gives, she also protects herself, because she is ancient enough to know that she must do that if she is to continue on. And so, while she seems to be sometimes abused, and we get very concerned about this, she says, don't worry about this. She knows how to protect herself. She knows how to live on. And so she may cause destruction, things that seem terrible to us, but it is really an act of self-renewal and self-protection, so that she may continue to provide this life for us, so that her children will not perish. And so she says we must do the same thing. Although we love to give, we must not give so much that we destroy ourselves. We can give and still have boundaries. She's saying if you pollute an area of her, for example, plants will not grow there. So she's drawn a boundary there, and she says that's enough. And so she's saying we can apply this to our own lives. We can give, but if we are taken advantage of, if we allow ourselves to be abused, then that giving stops for a time so that we can heal. So it's not selfish to protect ourselves. It is not selfish to draw a boundary, and even sometimes to have to destroy something in order that the soil can rest and then give birth to new life. She says this is the process that's been going on for millennia. The growth, the flourishing, the overuse, or sometimes abuse, and the destruction, and the renewal. And so she's asking, how can you see this in your own life? Is there an area of your own life where it is time to draw a boundary of self-love? Is there an area of your life where there needs to be some destruction? And it doesn't have to be violent. Destruction is a form of love as well. And perhaps we are too attached to what we have made out of that word, but it is a natural part of the process. And so where can you maybe have the forest fire so that the soil is renewed? Where can you love yourself so that your children, the things that you create, either literal children or just those things that you create in the world, can flourish? What can you shed? Where can you hold yourself closer and protect yourself so that you may love even better? Taking a deep breath. And so she's saying thank you. She's saying remember that you are made of me. And she is sending us back up. And the angels are kind of energetically pulling us up as if we're on an elevator. Just rising back up to the surface. And holding your own heart for a moment. In your womb space. And saying thank you to your body for being the vehicle through which you create. Making yourself a promise that you will act in self-care, even if it's sometimes scary, knowing that it's for the greater good. Giving a bow to your family of light and thanking them all for being here. And releasing them in love. And when you're ready, maybe begin just rubbing your body, letting your eyes softly open, coming back to the room.